Welcome to the Knitting Samurai Plus One video podcast. I'm your host, Steph, also known as the Knitting Samurai, and this is episode 61, Stash Dash, and that's Linus over there sniffing around, thinking he's going to get some action. Oh yeah, it's that kind of Sunday afternoon. The boys everybody's napping except me. I guess that's how it works around here. And I'm just so super happy to be sitting here and talking with you. So thank you so much for joining me. I know you have lots of choices and I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and catch up with me. So thanks. I also want to thank the people that have left star ratings and reviews in iTunes. I hadn't checked in a while and I checked this week, and actually I checked this morning, and it just made my heart sing to read what people wrote. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. That is the payment for podcasting right there, those reviews. So I just want to call out a few people that have recently left really, really nice ones. So thank you so much to Belle Walls, to Little Knitter J, Obsidian, Shannon, Mahutak, and Missing the Snow. You guys, you made my day. You made me smile. You made me say, yeah, I can't wait to podcast today. So thank you. Okay, that's it. Oh, and I also need to say a thank you to Allison Ziegler. So she is a designer that gifted me a pattern this week. I didn't get to it. I kind of wish I had, because then you guys would be just totally in awe at the number of FOs I've accomplished. But Allison gifted me the little fishy bath mitts. I just opened up the picture so you could see it right there. So that is her pattern. It uses Aran weight cotton yarn and US 8s. Should be a super quick knit. If you too would like to knit one of these, I'll be showing one next week. If not, well, I can't say if not sooner, because I won't see you between now and next week, which I can't wait. I will be seeing you next Saturday for sure. I have something exciting, but I'm not telling you. Okay, anyway, so thank you so much, Allison. Can't wait to knit this up. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, want to see what I've been working on? Holy cow. Holy cow. Iced tea. That's a lie. It's not iced tea. It's an Arnold Palmer. But, oh, bing. Okay, so much. Where to start? I guess we should start at the top of the notes and work our way down. The table is just covered in goodness. So, first up are my caution striped socks. Oh yeah, they're on sock blockers, which can only mean they are done. They are done. So these are knit out of Inspiration Dye Works, her Fluffy Plus. Let me just let you look at how gorgeous that sock is. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I love this yarn. Love it, love it, love it. This was my experiment doing a 3x1 rib. I didn't get enough negative ease. I went up 4 stitches, made a wider toe, and did 3x1 rib. I'm not liking the amount of negative ease on these. In fact, there's probably 0 ease, which I like socks that are a little tight. I wear a size 11 shoe. I'm used to tight socks. So my next pair, I'm going to do a 2x3 rib, and maybe do 64 stitches. 64 2x2 was coming up too tight for me, the way I'm knitting these days, and I do knit on US size 1's 2.25 millimeter needles, so I'm going to keep experimenting till I get it right. But I did something I've never done before. I learned the twisted rib. Twisted rib? No. Through the back loop. That's what I learned from the Jackero sweater that I'm working on. And so I'd heard Sadie of the Unibroke podcast talk about that she does that. Here comes Mac, now it's his turn. She does that at the top of her socks, so I gave it a go because usually I'll do 10 rows of 1x1 ribbing no matter what my sock pattern is. This is a Devon Rex. This is an old Devon Rex. Mac is now 10, so his curls, Devons are supposed to have real curly hair, his curls are definitely straightening out as he gets older. Yeah, so he looks like he just had a bad perm or stuck his finger in a light socket, but that's Mac. Come on, old man. Come on, old man. He's also gotten very fat in his old age. Anyway, so I did the through the back loop for the knit stitches, and I love it. I love it. They just pop right out at you like nobody's business. So And it sort of matches the slip-one rib of the knit one, slip one of the heel flap that I typically do. So I think they're great. These are shorty socks. They are from me, and yay! That's my 7th pair of self-striping sock yarn. Self-striping socks knit this year. So that's pretty exciting for me. Oh my god. It's like a revolving door. Now we have Linus. They want to be part of the show today, apparently. So that's that. So those are done. Off my needles. Yay. I have to tell you, so sort of a last minute decision, I decided to do Stash Dash. And I would normally knit that amount of yarn. That's not a difficult amount of yarn for me to knit. But the fact that I'm trying to finish projects, that's what's difficult, right? So normally I want to do something, I immediately should be all set. So normally I get inspired by something, I want to knit it, I cast it on, and I end up with 7, 8 works in progress. That's not unheard of for me. And then 1 falls by the wayside, 2 falls by the wayside, 1 gets finished, and then I'm running with 7 at 5, and then I cast on 2 more. Like, that's just, it's this constant flow. And if you want to see something interesting, you could go look at my hibernating projects over on Rev, because I can't stand to have inactive projects looking at me, and there's a lot of them. So a lot of things fell by the wayside. And what Stash Dash has caused me to do is say, okay, this sweater is going to have some serious yardage. I need to focus on this sweater and finish it. Yeah, and when this past week I sat down, well, a couple weeks ago, I planned out what I needed to finish in order to achieve the 4,000, I think it's 300 yards or thereabouts, of yarn knit by August 5th, the end of Stash Dash. So I calculated it out, and I was like, okay, if I finish my hitchhiker, cast on and finish the hitchhiker, finish my socks, finish my sweater, I should be doing good. So there have been several new projects. I mean, you've seen me talking about, oh, I want to knit a hitchhiker, oh, I want to knit a Bonnie, but I'm focusing on my sweater and I'm trying to get through that. And it's just a really different experience for me than my typical knitting, you know, which is cast on all the things and go until you don't want to go anymore. So this is making me be very focused and very conscious of what my thinking project is. So that's my sweater, because I have to watch for the increases, decreases, armhole shaping. There's a lot of shaping going on there. Oh, I need a squirt gun. Can you tell? Roland and I were out shopping doing errands this morning, and came home, he ate lunch really quick, and then he went down for a nap. And the cats are like, hey, we haven't seen you. Where have you been? We love you. So, sorry. So very focused. Sorry, back tangent. Very focused in what I'm doing, and it's causing me to daydream about the projects I want to knit, but be very selective and making sure that, okay, where's my thinking project? That's what I was saying. My thinking project here with the sweater, and the in the purse on the go project with the socks, and then the hitchhiker, like, what can I do? So I kind of like it. I kind of like the anticipation, the thinking about it, the really weighing through what my options are. And in the week 2 weeks that it takes me to finish up and then cast on something new, I have really envisioned the project, and I've, I think, put more energy into determining that it's something I want to do, so I'm more committed to it. I feel like things are less likely to become UFOs that just languish in the closet under the stairs forever. So feeling really motivated and excited and invigorated, and it's just a great time. It's a great time. I really like Stash Dash. I really like that push to finish. So for me, it's not more knitting, it's just focused knitting. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But what else have I been working on? So that being said, I did take some time out to do some quick little silly knits. I've started on Pinterest. I was never on Pinterest before. I think I'm Knitting Samurai over on Pinterest. Maybe I'm Steph is knitting. I go both ways. If you want to go be friends, I'd love it. Especially if you have a child in the toddler age range. I am constantly, that's what I joined it for, was looking for ideas of things to do with Roland. And so we've done some really great art projects that I've gotten off of Pinterest. So painting in bags, so it's less messy. You know, you put the shape. I did a heart, we did heart shapes and leaf shapes, and you put them in the bag with the paint, and then he squishes the bag all over. You have to make sure it has air in it, and everything gets covered in paint, and you just hang them up to dry. Way less cleanup than finger painting. I am quite enamored of this. But one of the, did that? I'm trying to think. I think I'm going to let Roland show you the other thing I did for him off of Pinterest. Happy feet. Show me some happy feet. Show me your happy feet. Do you like your happy feet? Nice job. Libby. Yeah. So those were the jingle ankles I knit for him. So someone had this pinned on there, and I thought, I can whip that up. So here you go. Here's the pattern if you too would like to knit a pair of jingle ankles, jingle bell ankles, whatever. This is fingering weight yarn. I used red heart, heart, and soul. I cast on 36 stitches on size 7 needles, or 5s. 5s or 7s. Oh, bad job. Anyways, I knit 10 rows of 2x2 ribbing, and I bound off. It took more time to sew on all the bells than it did to knit the little cuffs themselves. So there you go. I find that the little bells make the prettiest sound. So if I were to do this again, I might not buy a pack of multi-size bells from Michael's, which is what I did. Actually, I think I got them at Joann's. But the big ones don't sound as pretty as the little tiny ones. So we've been laughing all week when Roland wears these because he loves them and he runs around. And I'm going to set them down because you're probably tired of the jingling. We've just been laughing that, oh my goodness, every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Wow, we've helped a lot of angels. Here comes the cat attack again. What is that, 5? Yeah, because I think I did a pre-recording because they were just all over the place. So anyways, those are the jingle ankles. So that was like, I didn't say the number of yards. I want to say 50 yards, like not much. And it took like an hour to do. And this Heart and Souls yarn by Red Heart is 70% nylon, no, 70% wool, 30% nylon, so it feels... You thought I was kidding about the cats wanting to be in the episode today. Apparently they've decided they're running things. So, next on my needles is the Jackaroo. That is by Amy Herzog. I am using US size 7s. 4.5 millimeter needles. This is Barocco vintage in the color 5314, and that yarn is a 50-40-10 wool acrylic nylon blend. I really like working with it. It's good on the hands. I have finished, since we last spoke, the back panel, the right front. I know, I'll have to show them to you like this. I don't know why. The right front, and I'm about here on the left front, so about 3 inches away from breaking off for the sleeve. I didn't follow your advice, I'm sorry. But since I will see the front and I won't see the back when I'm wearing it, I did not make the front bottom edging match the back. I didn't like that the back edging had pearls all along the bottom, so I did the reverse this time, and my knits line up. So my pearls look a little funky, but my knits look right. So, design modification. This is my 5th skein. I'm almost through it. I have 3 skeins to go. No way I'm going to use it. If I had to guess, I think I'm going to get 8 skeins. I mean, I'm going to use 6 skeins. So this, I'll use this and a little more to finish this panel, and then it'll be the button bands and the collar to go. And it's just a little stand-up collar on the Jackaroo. Would you like to see a picture? Yeah, how about you be a good podcaster and share what the Jackaroo looks like? Oh, I've got my book right here. Yeah, I thought it was a great idea. Did I tell you this? To put his stickers all over my stuff? You know what that means? He always wants my stuff. That was not a great idea. So, oh no, it's a free pattern. I could show you. So there's the Jackaroo. I did leave off the pockets, but you can see it's a pretty small collar. The collar isn't real big. So, I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping that this is going to be my next favorite sweater. That is a lot of what Amy Herzog talks about in the Knit to Flatter Craftsy class, which I highly recommend. I got buttons. Can you see that? I don't know if it's going to let me show you that. Here, we'll do that. I think they're great. They're understated, so they're just going to blend right into the fabric here. But they're interesting to look at with that black etching detail. So I ordered those from the Loopy U a few weeks back, and they've been running around in my owl knitting bag. But I haven't shown them to you. So this is a petal loop, by the way, custom petal loop. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. What else can I tell you about this sweater? Yeah, so I'm just crossing my fingers. I think it's really pretty. I very much enjoy the through the back loop column. And this has been my thinking project that's just keeping me, you know, keeping me busy in the evenings and at lunch at work. That's the one I gravitate towards. So I do have the back panel and the 2 sleeves put away over there. So, because they don't fit in this bag, which is fine. I don't need to carry the whole sweater around with me everywhere I go. Oh my God. Plus 2 cats this week. So that's the jackaroo. Next up, so we're doing some charity knitting at work, and I didn't finish there, so I finished at home. And this is the 1 Hour Baby Hat by Teresa Allison, knit with US size 5s. It definitely needs to be blocked. My stitches look really irregular. I did knit this on with Knit Picks size 5s, 3.75 millimeter needles, and it was the 16-inch. That's my least favorite size needle to knit with. No, those aren't them. Are fixed 16-inch needles with those little stubby cables, needle tips. It hurts my hands. I get cramps. Like, I just don't enjoy it. I would much rather magic loop a hat. But my cables for my interchangeable Knit Picks needles are all being used elsewhere, and so I had to use those. So, like the cute little top knot. It's very, very quick to knit. I did change the top decreases so that they would swirl. I wanted that for this. Took about 50 yards, so depending on where I land with stash dash, I may knit a few more of these just to bump up my yardage. It took me probably 2.5 hours to knit this, so it didn't take me an hour. I guess I'm slow. But there's that, and then, okay, so here's the thing. You know how I've been talking and talking about wanting to knit a hitchhiker? I did. And it was so addictive and so quick to knit that I'm done. So here you go. This is Desert Vista Dye Works in her I Could Have Been a Superhero colorway, knit with US 3s. I'm thinking. No, US 4s, 3.5 millimeter needles. And yes, you can see here at the end, so I did some odds, I'll tell you about those. But this is the Hitchhiker pattern by Martina Bem, and this is the Zine base by Desert Vista Dye Works. So it has stellina in it, and it's a bit sparkly, and I ordered it thinking I would use, because this is a better representation of what it would look like if you knit it in a pair of socks. Actually, it's probably more like that section right there. Yeah. The size of the stripe. So the blue is larger than the black and the red. But the stellina kind of threw me off, and I wanted to try stellina. I ordered a couple different bases from a couple different different indie dyers with stellina in them. And so I wanted to try it, but then once I got it in my hands, I was like, oh, I don't think I want to knit this for my feet. I don't know, it weirded me out a little bit. Maybe I just need to bite the bullet and do it. But since I bought this, which was it was a while ago, February, I don't know. No, because it was the same time I got the Schools Out in Session colorway, and I knit those in December. So it was probably November when I ordered this yarn. It's wanted to be a hitchhiker. So it really did. So here are some of the mods I made. I think I have to drape it to really show you. So I followed the pattern up to about the 20th tooth of the pattern. Oh, and I know it's a for pay for pattern, so I'm going to try and say this vaguely, but I figured out how to use stitch markers, so I really didn't have to look at the pattern. So every time I decreased for a tooth, I would put a stitch marker on the opposite end 4 in. Okay, and as I was knitting along, I knew when that stitch marker had 14 stitches on the opposite side, it was time to decrease for a tooth. So I used that, so I didn't have to have, I had a little post-it with my instructions on what to do, but I didn't need it, and so that made it so portable and wonderful to knit. I have knit a hitchhiker before out of Haunted Vineyard by Cloud Lover Fibers for the Knit Girls Knit Along that they did probably 2 years ago. I like that hitchhiker very much, but it was tedious because I referred to my notes every row. And you know, I have to tell you, a lot of us out there feel like we should, I'm very preachy today, I'm sorry about that. I'm not normally like this if you're new. A lot of us feel like we have to read our patterns, or we can't knit in the dark, or you just have to try it. Just try it and trust. And you know what, you can retain that information, and your fingers know what they're doing. They can feel the stitches. I knit in the dark all the time. You can do it. Just take the leap. Anyways, okay, done. So I got to about the 20th tooth, and then I decided I wanted to make sure I would get enough teeth. And the pattern is written for Wool Miza, which is like a 500 plus skein, 500 yard plus skein, and you're supposed to have 42 points to match the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy book that inspired the pattern. And so I wasn't going to get that. So I started doing some short rows in through here for one of the teeth. And then I started, so I was thinking I would do them every 5th tooth. And so here I did another one. You can see that was a short row. Here's another short row. So you can see, let me hold it this way. Can you see the big red colors? That's where the short rows are. Right there. Up until about here. Not about, definitely. To here, and then I stopped. Then I finished my short rows, and I've got extensive notes on my pattern page of how I did those short rows if you want to do it. But I still only got to 32 teeth before my 430 yards. I was down to like 5 grams, which is what I needed. I knew I needed about that much to do the edging that I want to do. So I stopped. So I only have 32 teeth. No, 33 teeth. And then I followed my own instructions that I did on the other hitchhiker I knit for, instead of having a straight edge here, which is what you're supposed to have, you're just supposed to bind off, I made teeth on that edge too. So 2 of my edges have teeth, which is unlike the traditional hitchhiker pattern. So notes on my project page on how I accomplished that. And as I was going along, I got to here and I ran out of yarn. So I went stash diving. See, you can see there's where I ran out, and I had like 7 stitches on my needles. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Did I roll in kitty attractant? Mac. Okay. So I went stash diving and found some leftover sock yarn that had black in it. It was striped. And just did those last few stitches with a solid black instead of a sparkly black. So there you go. I told you I wanted one, and now I haven't even tried it on yet. Maybe I should put it on and see how it's gonna, oh, it's not quite long enough, huh? Yeah, I need to block it. So I finished it this morning over coffee with the guys. With the guys! My 2 guys. My little guy and my big guy. So there's that point, yeah. Okay, so so it's a cowl. It's not gonna hang, but that's all right. That's all right, right? It goes great with my shirt. I know. I think I'll wear it just to torture you. So what else do I have to show you? New yarn. New yarn came in. My, spoiler, my Into the World July 2013 Yarn Club. This is Karth. So looking at this Game of Thrones, still inspired, it makes me think of Daenerys' dress when she's in Karth. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to, but that's what it makes me think of. And it's an 80/20 superwash merino nylon, and I love it. And I have to tell you, Captain Tight Pants was one of the club colors. It's probably, if I had to guess, Into the World's most popular colorway. I got it, I scanned it, I've had it since it came out as part of the club, but last night I watched that exact episode of Firefly and it just made me laugh so hard and think, oh, what can I knit after Stash Dash is over? I'm going to take this off because it's warm. So, lastly, I went to the movies yesterday. I saw a movie I saw in the theater. I saw it in IMAX 3D, and now I just saw it again in 3D. I can't help it. I can't. Steve has seen it 3 times in the theater. You want to know what the movie is? Here. I will show you. It's this. It's Pacific Rim. We got one of the posters. Because we're 15 and we're going to put it up in the garage. But, yeah, so I went to see, we did a child handoff in the lobby of the movie theater. He went to the 1 o'clock show, I went to the 4 o'clock show. Roland ate popcorn in between. But I was freaking out because I knew that this was not travel worthy. I had to do the edging on the bind off edging with the teeth, and that wasn't something I would just know what to do. Oh my god, he's climbing in my Erin Lane bag. And so my socks were done. I brought that baby hat. I chugged on that for a little while. I needed to bring something. And so, I don't know if you know, but My Grace by Jane Richmond, I think it's Jane Richmond, lives in my Erin Lane bag. And so we sat down and I dictated and started knitting to get stitch markers in place. And you could see I was about 1 inch past the armhole break when I stopped knitting this, and since casting this on, I've taken the Amy Herzog class, and I was knitting the wrong bust size. So I was knitting a 48, I should be knitting a 45. That's a lot of extra space, and I don't know a 45 and then negative E's if I want it. So, plus waist shaping and all this stuff, I really want to adapt this sweater. So I sort of threw the Jane Richmond pattern out the window and did a lot of calculations, and I'll place some stitch markers in here and got it all set, and even put things in my head like when you get to the first stitch marker you knit 2 together after, and when you get to the second stitch marker you SSK before, and so it's A, B, A, B. Okay, so when so that I was prepared for in the dark knitting and I wouldn't mess up and I know what to do. So this went with me to the movies yesterday, and I'm happy to say I knit a good 5 rows on it, and I've knocked out, I've done 2 sets of decreases, so I've taken off about 1.5 inches out of the bust. Just boom, just like that, real fast, but based on the length to my high waist, to where I want it to be the smallest circumference, I have about 7 inches to work with, and I need to do something crazy like 50 stitches of decreases to get there. So I need to be decreasing every 4th row. I know you really want to know all this math, but anyways, so I was really pleased. I did not screw it up. I used my little mnemonic in my head of A, B, across the row. I love that movie. I'm totally like, I will join Nerd Wars just to knit things that apply to that movie. I love that movie. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, yeah. So Grace is back in action, but not really, because again, like I said, I need to be wise about my knitting time between now and the 5th, which is not very far away. It is, in fact, I think next Tuesday or something. Not this Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. So I just need to be focused and put off this. But it was a filler for that, because I can't knit the through the back stitches. I knew I would mess that up. I knew I could not work on the jackaroo in the movie theater. So I think now I have officially told you about all the things I'm working on. I want to share with you, I think I mentioned something last time that we're coming up on my 100th episode anniversary, and I want to do something special. So we're going to have a celebration. We're going to have a knit along. I'm working with a dyer to get us a custom color, and I'm just so excited about it. Next Saturday I'm going to unveil the yarn, and we're going to open up pre-orders, and it's going to be so exciting. So put that in the back of your head that there's going to be a Knitting Samurai plus 1 knit along in September that you really want to be a part of. Put it on your schedule. Okay, so that, I taunted you with that. I also want to share with you what's percolating. So, I don't have segments, but if I did, I think that would be one, because that's one of my favorite words for some unknown reason. If you're not watching Snappy Stitches, you need to. I'm all caught up with Chrissy the Great. I love her, love, love, love her. And in breezing through all of her past episodes, I saw that she was knitting the Cousins Miter Square Baby Blanket by Emily Payne. Here's one of the pictures from Rev. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, I need to do this. I need to do this right now today, but I can't because of Stash Dash, with the, oh, what is it? Cottonese yarn that I have like 85 colors in. I can make some awesome blankets. I think that the fact that you knit them square by square, I think it's a free, yep, it's a free pattern. You knit each square is going to make it feel like a finished object. I'm not going to get crazy knitting long rows of stockinette. This is going to reinvigorate my baby blanket cowl. But you guys are totally rocking it. Oh, there's another one. My arm picked it. You guys are totally rocking it, and if you would like to be in for the Hiawassee Creek yarn finish up to 3 baby blankets, we'll get you 3 entries because it's July, so May, June, July, yep, 3 entries. Hiawassee Creek, the purple and pink Stellina yarn I showed before, it's a self-striper, I believe. I will do that prize drawing next week. Also, last time we spoke, I talked about the favorite project this month thread over on the group. So that is just a way to get us talking and get us, not really talking because we're not responding, it's a chatter free, but I like seeing what you're working on, because here I am every 10 days or so showing you what I'm working on. So it's a chance for me to see what your favorite project is that you're working on, and for me to get excited about it, because hey, I'm just another knitter looking for inspiration, right? So I'm really pleased with how that thread has been going. I posted that the drawing for that, there'll be a monthly drawing, just random number out of people that post their pictures and talk a little bit about why they like what they're working on. I posted that that drawing would be August 10th, after the 10th. So I'm going to do it after the 10th of every month through the rest of the year. But there's been so much greatness posted lately and so much queuing on my part that I felt like I should just do a drawing right now. So I'm going to do it. So I'm not going to draw for the Gales Art yarn that I showed. I'm going to hold that until the 10th. But for now, this week, I'm going to do a drawing for a free pattern of your choice. And please forgive me, but I did already do the drawing. There are 23 entries in the group for it, and I used a random number app, and you can see 2 through 23. Number 7 was the winner, and that is Poppy Cleo, who goes by, or that is Daryl, goes by Poppy Cleo. So you have won a free pattern of your choice over on Rav. Just shoot me a PM and let me know what you'd like. And would you like to see it? I would like to show it. Yeah, disclaimer. I'm not big on privacy. I know, I'm showing off my family behind me. Tell me if you prefer it on the couch. I want to hear it. But yeah, so if you do post in that thread, I reserve the right to show your stuff if you win. So Poppy Cleo, you're the first one to get chosen. So Daryl is a he, is working on the Long Sands cardigan by Amy Christoffers. Have you seen this? I queued it. It's awesome. It's awesome because with that big opening, big drapey front panel, you're really going to elongate the body and accentuate that hourglass figure. I know. They're both sitting on the table right now. I know. I know. Anyways, so that's a really great sweater. I like it. I queued it. I might have to steal. Alright, so Poppy Cleo, shoot me a message and I will get you your prize pattern out to you. So, alright, so I think that's it for this week. I showed you the Cousins baby blanket that I'm thinking about knitting. I still want to knit the bonnet, but right now I need to focus up on Stash Dash. Finish my jackaroo, and yeah. I don't have, alright. I don't know what I was thinking. But I will see you in about 10 days or so. No, less than 10 days, because next Saturday I can't wait to share with you what the plan is for the 100th episode celebration, and I hope you will be as excited as I am to join in on that. So until then, enjoy your knitting and take care. Bye!